Good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Adam Fox, and I am one of the fitness instructors for Connected Community Health Support. Today, I'm joining you from an alternate location. As you can see, this is not the usual apartment that I am in. I am in the Carroll household. Shout out to Jake, my other business partner and stream member, so to speak, that is so graciously allowing me to use his living room this morning, or this afternoon, actually, 1 o'clock, so just about the afternoon. I do apologize for, as you can hear him heckling me in the background over there, but I do apologize. I'm a little nasally today. My allergies, again, are kind of kicking my butt, so hopefully this time I won't be as stuffy the entire time, but hey, we'll find out. Just 1 second as I pull up the timer for today. So as always, guys, I said I'm Adam from Connected Community Health Support. We are here to help eliminate all the barriers from exercise, whether that's not liking to go to the gym, not liking the stigmas around the gym. You see all the meatheads with their big gallons of water and protein shakes and whatnot. You don't want to be around that intimidating environment. That's totally A-okay. Or if you're you're new to movement in general, you're new to exercise in general, we want to be your outlet for movement. Or if you're someone who's a little bit more of an expert, quote unquote. I mean, I would consider myself somewhat an expert, but I'm definitely not an expert at all movements. But if you're someone that works out very often and wants to use this as like a little form of active recovery, there's always that option as well. So this is really meant for everyone and anyone and everyone, not just individuals looking to lose weight, but that is what we are catering to. So with that said, everything can be modified on the fly. If you need some modifications that, the movement doesn't feel good, it's not working for you, just shoot it in the chat. Or if you're watching on Restream, if this is being restreamed, because this is live right now, but if it's being restreamed any other point in time that's not 1 p.m. Eastern time on Thursday, the 2nd of September, I believe it is. If you have any questions for us, please reach out to us on our Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter or Twitch and ask those questions, because we don't want to miss your comments and concerns when we're not streaming live. It's a big issue we've had, is trying to make sure that we're still interactive with you guys that we miss the comments on. So please check us out there as well. If you guys do have any comments, please send them our way. We'll definitely go out of our way to make sure that we answer all those questions and whatnot for you. But today is the beginning of the new, same program, but new phase of the program. So we are now doing hour-long workouts, or just about an hour. It's about a 45-minute workout with a 10-minute cool down, 5-minute cool down, 5-minute warm-up. So you're looking at about 55-minute workout today. Instead of doing 3 sets for however many minutes we have to do it, we're doing 6 sets of 25 seconds of work and 35 seconds of rest today. So there's going to be 8 exercises like always, 1 through 8. Repeat that 6 times. About at the halfway point after we get done with the 3rd set, I'm going to tell everyone, I'm going to give you guys all an option to leave, because I understand that an hour is a long time to work out for, and some of you guys might not be ready for that, and that's totally okay. So I'm going to give that cutoff time at about an hour through, let everyone know, hey, we've made it through the first half of this workout, and if you're feeling beat, you can go ahead and leave and join us back on the next time we're streaming. So I think that's my whole spiel that I went through. Usually I have a board in front of me, and today I don't. I'm challenging my memory. Remember, always stick around for the tidbit of the day. Today's tidbit is about sleep. So I've got some very interesting stuff to talk to you guys about as far as like caffeine's effect on sleep and why we are so dang tired, at around 2 to 3 o'clock. If you're waking up around 7 or 8, having your first cup of coffee around then, we're going to talk about the molecular background to that and why you're so tired then. A little bit more of a science into it. And maybe some alcohol if I have some time to remember, or if I have time at the end of the stream, we'll talk about that as well. But I've been talking for 4.5 minutes. So let's get started on the workout. Oh, I gotta turn my ringer up here. 1 second. All right, as you can see, I'm still pretty stuffy. But all right, first thing we're gonna do, warm up the ankles. Nice clockwise rotations Remember, if you need a wall, my wall is all the way back here today. I'm not in my comfort zone. I'm not used to it being this far away. But if you need a wall, go ahead, grab onto the wall and just rotate probably about 10 to 15 on each side, and then we're going to switch the way we're rotating. Now we're going to switch ankles. We just want to warm up the body from the toes all the way up to the head, right? So you're going to start with the ankle, go to the knee, go to the hip, go to the T-spine, go to the arms, and then to the neck. Go opposite direction. And keep on rotating. All right, now we're going to go to the knees. So all we're doing now is some nice little hamstring curls. You want to get full extension of the knee, and then just kick yourself in the butt, or at least try to. Is there a new one I've been demonstrating recently? I really feel like these kind of wake the knees up, get you going, get you ready for the squats. Even though it's not a squat pattern, it still gets the knee joint nice and warmed up and gets you ready for the workout. Now we're going to switch sides. Now, I love living in New York, but I hate it at this time because this is the allergy season. This is like prime time allergy season right now, so I do apologize again for how stuffy I am. But all right, now we are going to, after I blow my nose, we are going to move on to the open and closed gates. So bringing the hip up and back down like this. Remember, as always, like I said, keep your friend Mr. Wall or Mr. Chair or Mr. Couch that you're using for stability right near you, just in case you need it. And I've been asked about the popping. I think I've explained this before on stream. If you're getting any popping in your hip while doing this, as long as it's not painful, that's okay. It may just be either the tendon, your most likely ligament, but running over the bone, or your tubercle, the big thing that protrudes out of the side of your hip bone. So it's, as long as it's not causing you pain, it shouldn't be an issue. But if it is causing you pain, then stop doing these and message us so we can talk to you about it, try to figure out a better way to warm up your hips. All right, now we're done with that. We're going to move on to the T-spine. Hands in front of you like this, other hand back. Follow with your eyes, and then bring it back. Follow with your eyes, and then bring it back. I talk about this every week, but rotation comes from your T-spine and your C-spine, which is thoracic and cervical, so your neck and the middle of your back. And if you don't look at your hand like this, you're not getting the full rotation of those two parts of your body. So just making sure you're looking. Simple task is just looking at the hand like that makes a big difference. All right, now we're moving on to, I know I'm kind of blowing through these, but just had a cup of espresso, so maybe I'm a little more energized than I'm used to. But now we're going to the arm circles, just like so. And these are not going to be in the program today, so you can do these at whatever pace you'd like. You want to do single arms like this, you can. Just make sure you're getting both directions in. Just like a little gym class, baby. Nice and simple. Don't got to be too hard. Nothing too complicated. Just trying to warm the shoulders up a little bit. And we're going to keep going. Both at the same time. All right. Now, let me just pause that for a second so I don't run over my warm-up time. So now, looking left to right, find a spot on the wall or outside or a support beam. I get to see Jake's beautiful front lawn from this position. So just look at something on the left side and then right, and just go back and forth between the two. Only focus on looking at that object. You don't got to focus about your muscles. You don't have to focus on your muscles working or what they're doing. All you got to focus on is the goal of the movement, which is look at the beam, look outside. Perfect. Now we're going to do the same thing for the up and down. So now I want you to look at your ankle bones, these big guys in the middle. Look at those. Look at the sky. Look at those. Look at the sky. And Jake is such a nice friend that he's even tempting me with food right now as I hear him warm some stuff up. But that's okay because I'm just going to pillage on with the stream because I'm still hungry. I have not ate breakfast yet, which I probably should have. That's okay. All right, now we're going to do some neck like so. Don't do anything too crazy. I want you to try to find a new pattern in your neck, just rotating like this, like your head's or bobblehead, excuse me. Keep on doing that. I'm going to get ready for the first movement, which as always is the hinge pattern, bending over to the floor and picking up the pillow and coming back up, starting in 3, 2, 1, and begin. So you're going to bend down. Remember, a nice way to allow yourself to do this, hands on the hip, neutral spine that I have now, pick up the pillow and come back down. Put it down, pick it up. Whew. I did a really nice workout the other day. My hamstrings are feeling a little bit tight here, I would say. Stopping in 3, 2, 1, and cut it. I do apologize if that's a little too loud. Let me know. I'm not used to this setup, like I said, so usually my computer is a good 4 feet from where my timer is, but now it's right under it. So hit me in the chat bar, comment section below if that is a little too loud for you guys, and I'll turn it down a little bit. But the hinge pattern can be done single leg like we have been doing with just a little kickstand like this, or the way we just did it. Either one's fine. But now we're moving on to the reverse fly, starting in 3, 2, 1, and begin. So for this one, same thing. Hands on the hips, push down, and all we're doing is a big fly like this. Trying to bring, oh, come on, don't be doing this to me now. Trying to bring your thumbs to the sky. And I say thumbs to the sky because you want get a little bit of external rotation when you're doing this. So it just helps out a little bit more. It might feel a little burn. Stop it in 3, 2, 1, and cut it. Can I mute this without having my notifications go off? I do not believe so. Oh, look at that. SPC is up 5% today. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Sorry, it's one of the stocks that Jake and I both follow. I just got a notification for. So, moving on here, we're going back to the D1, which is the ones we did last week, pulling out of the sheath and pressing towards the sky, starting in 3, 2, 1, and begin. Just like this. We're crossing the hands and then uncrossing them. Pulling that sword out of the sheath, pulling to the sky like so. We're pressing to the sky, I should say. Pull the press, pull the press. I think that's what we have this labeled as, is the pull to press. Is that what it says on here? Stopping in 3, 2, 1, and cut it. Never mind, it says D1 on here. So it's the same thing as what we've been doing, is just pulling and pressing. And like I said in the intro, if you missed it, got some interesting stuff to talk about at the end. So make sure you stick around for that last 5 to 10 minute tidbit at the end of the workout, because it's one of my favorite parts of doing this, is I get to take all of the knowledge that has been jumbled up in my head and try to relay it to you guys so it's actually useful. But all right, starting with the jig here in 2, 1, and begin. So if you remember from last week, we did something very similar where you put your heel out, then toe out to the side, foot back, elbow to knee. So out, side, back, elbow to knee. We're going to do one round. We're going to do the first. We're just going to alternate which leg we do the rounds on each time. Stopping here in 3, 2, 1, and cut it. I like that one because it's kind of it's challenging your coordination as well. It's not just a strength-based one like we usually do, or a cardio-based one. So that's a nice one. I like the little variations we put on that, but probably gonna switch it up for this next week just because we want to throw you guys some new exercises again and not just use the same ones from last week, even though it is programmed in, but we still do have a little bit of flexibility with it, which is nice. All right, now going on to the squats, starting here in 3, 2, 1, and begin. So remember, as always, we can just do the regular bilateral squat, not the lateral squat, which I'm going to show you here in a second. But remember, for this one, all you're doing, sitting down in the chair, standing back up. Touch your butt to the chair, stand back up. And the lateral squat, doing the same thing, just coming out to one side, coming back up, stop it in 3, 2, 1, and cut. And the big thing with both of those is, I know we may be conditioned to think, oh, I need I need to feel the squat in my glute for the entire movement, or I need to feel it in my hamstring because maybe we were told that by a past trainer. But that is not the case. Your brain is not organized like that. It doesn't work like that. Your brain looks at it as you're completing the task, and the task of the movement is to sit down and stand up, not to feel it in your glutes. So just take that as a little tidbit for right now. But moving on to push-ups now. I'm going to go from my knees here. Remember, hands shoulder width apart. Make sure those fingers are spread out nice and far, absorbing all the weight from upstream. Coming down for 1, 2, 3, and back up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and we are done. There we go. Remember, for those ones, you can do a wall push-up. Not really sure where Jake does his wall push-ups. That's an interesting. I think maybe right here. Look at that. We're discovering things together. Isn't that beautiful? But I think this is where he does the wall sit-ups or push-ups. So you can do it from the wall or from an elevated surface like his couch right here. As long as you're still getting the pressing pattern, it does not make too much of a difference. But now we're going to do the alternating shoulder extension starting in 3, 2, 1, and go. Bend over position like this. All we're doing here is thumbs to the sky on one hand, pinky on the other. So pinky and thumb, just like that. And after you got yourself aligned in a nice neutral spine position, all you got to think about is the arms or the hands reaching towards the sky, just like so. And we are done. Perfect. This 25 seconds of work feels really weird after going from 65. It is programmed in because we're doing more sets. You're still getting the same amount of volume, but it feels a little odd because we're going back to when we used to do this the first couple weeks of the program. So I'm not used to having this much filibustering time in between, so to speak, even though I could talk to a brick wall for 8 hours. So I don't really think it's that big of an issue. But moving on here to the mountain climber, starting in 3, 2, 1, and begin. So same thing. You get fatigued easily. I don't want you to do this. I want you to do it as long as you can, but I want you to be in a push-up position with those hands under the chest while you're doing the mountain climbers, just so you're using more of your core. Because when you're over here, see how my shoulders are not really above my hands? You're holding yourself up in mostly your chest and your shoulders, as opposed to here where it's more of a core exercise. But again, may not be for everyone. You do fatigue a little faster doing that, so just give it a try. And you can also do the mountain climber standing on the wall like this, pushing your hands down on the wall, just bringing the knees up. Or if you would like, you could do marching as well. It's up to you guys. Remember, this is a buffet for movement. We give you options. You pick what you want. Tell us, this doesn't taste good. This is yucky. You don't have to do it. But we're going to give you the options regardless. All right, starting at the top again with the bent over, reaching for the pillow. Remember, bend over like this, hands on the hips, pushing to the knees. Reach down, pick up the pillow, come back up. It's that easy if you want it to be. You can also do the bridge. Remember, make sure there's a straight line between your shoulders and your knees at the top. And we are done. There's those two. And remember, as I said last time, there's also the kickstand single leg hinging variation that we have for you guys as well. And the hinge, remember when you're doing that, to make sure that you're not overarching that back. You keep it a nice neutral spine. Think you want everything stacked. So your head, your shoulders, your rib cage, and your hips should all be in one line. You shouldn't be out of line like this. It should be everything stacked up, just like that. Starting with those reverse flies right now. So remember, bent over position. And bring those thumbs to the sky, your little external rotation of those shoulders. And I've said this before, I don't want you guys to have to hold your core like this and brace, because that's not how your body works. But I want you guys to be able to control your core in this position. Control it so that you're not wobbling around. Oh, stop it in 3, 2, 1, and cut it. But control it as in, because control is going to mean something different for every person. And I don't want to tell you to brace, because bracing insinuates that you have to hold your breath and your stomach has to be rock solid. That's not how your core works. When I say control, I mean control it as in, if you're in this position, you don't want your back super arched like this, right? You don't want it hollowed like that either. You want it controlled, nice and in the center. I'm not sitting here holding my breath, but I am having a level of control over my core. So make sure you're controlling the core, not bracing. Starting with the D1, the pull to press. Here, remember, take those swords out of the sheath and press them to the sky like so. Keep on pressing. Stop it in 3, 2, 1, and cut it. We're gonna have to ask Chef Boyard Carol what is for lunch when I'm done here. Nothing. You heard it. You heard it there, folks. I get nothing. Absolutely zilch. Yeah, I some nutritious Captain Crunch or Cocoa Puffs after a nice good workout. Definitely not recommended, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. All right, starting with the jig here, 2, 1, and now we're going opposite leg. So whichever leg you did the first set on, we're not doing the same on the second set. Whoop. Balance is a little bit of an issue there for me, so make sure you're next to a wall. I like this variation, even though I just talked about how we're going to switch it, because I do like it, but we are going to switch it because we can't do the same thing for however many weeks in a row. But I do like, stop it in 3, 2, 1, and cut it. I do like that because we don't do a lot of single leg stuff in this program because injury risk possibilities are much higher on single leg stuff. Especially lunges, they're probably one of the most bang for your buck as far as like nervous system. So we don't want any injuries while doing this program, so we don't do a lot of single leg stuff. But the jig has a little bit of single leg stability incorporated in it. So it'll be back, but in a different form next week. Now we got the squats. Going back to those, starting in 3, 2, 1, and begin. So remember, just touching the chair with your butt, coming back up. If you can't get down all that way, you can't get all the way down, put a pillow there, touch your butt to the pillow, come back up, just like so, touch, and back up. Or you can take it away, or you can go all the way to the ground, like so, or as close as you want, as close as you can to the ground, I should say. Stopping right now. That's the first time I've clapped all day. Aren't you so proud of me, guys? I made it 22 minutes and 59 seconds, 23 minutes without clapping once. So also for you guys, I almost forgot, you need to give yourself a little pat in the back for getting through the first set, even though we're almost through the second. So you might as well just wait until you get done with the second one to congratulate yourself. Because as always, I want you to value those little victories in life, because the little victories add up to the great success, the great successes, I should say. All right, starting with the push-up now. Remember, you can do these from an incline position, or you can do them from the wall, or the knees, or the legs fully extended. But one thing that all 3 or 4 of those ways have in common is that you're down for 1, 2, 3, and press up. 1, 2, 3, and press up. And there we go. Woof. It's a good workout today. Can't tell if my heart rate is up from talking too much or talking so much. There's no such thing as too much talking. Well, some people may disagree with me, but in my opinion, there's no such thing as too much talking. But I don't know if it's from talking a lot or these exercises. I think I'd say it's probably just about even right now with my motor mouth going. All right, starting with the alternate shoulder extensions right now. So bend over, thumbs in the sky, pinkies, thumbs, pinkies, just like so. Keep on keeping on, my friend. Keep on going. Almost done and done. There we go. Remember, the 25 seconds goes quick, So I want you guys to have like a max sustainable pace when you are doing those, which basically just means that you do it for as long as you can through that 25 seconds at the highest rate of movement, whatever the movement may be, that you can. So don't do something that's going to burn you out too quick. So I don't want you guys burning out after 20 seconds and losing the last 5 seconds. So just make sure you have a nice max sustainable pace. Start with the mountain climbers in 3, 2, 1. I forgot how many fingers I had because I showed you 2 instead of 3, but we are going. Remember, if you're not feeling comfortable with the ground, you can do the same thing right here. And all you're doing is some high knees or some marches like so, or hands in the wall marching. Stopping in 3, 2, 1. Oof. Excuse me, espresso. I had to come to the Carol's house, and I'm living the Carol way by taking an espresso before going on stream, and Tum-Tum's not too happy with me. That's okay. Also, Snug, if you're out there, welcome, my friend. I'm sorry that I wasn't here. I'm not doing this at 5:30. I know Jake's told you that I would. Other scheduling conflicts, just like last week, I'm working through. So I do apologize there, but I am here now. Hopefully, you are here watching as well. Starting with the hinge pattern again, right now. So remember, grab your pillow, grab your dog, grab your cat, whatever you want to pick up off the ground. Hands from hips to knees. Put the pillow back down. Hips to knees. Put the pillow back down. Remember what I mean by hips to knees? Hands on hips. Push to your knees. And then pick up the pillow and put it back down. And pick it up and put it down, and we are done. Also, give yourself 2 micro pats on the back. You made it through the first 2 sets, but we still got 4 more or 3, depending on how long you guys want to stick around and hang out with us today. You can stay the entire time if you'd like, and I would love you to. You know, you have to have a little chit chat back and forth with me in the chat, or you can leave after this next set is done, and I will give you that prompt once we are there. We're not there yet, but we're close. All right. Starting with the pull press right now. Pull and press, pull and press, pull and press. Just like so. I know probably not a lot of people have ever pulled the sword from a sheath. I mean, I have, but I don't really think I've done it many times, but I figured this is a good way to get you guys to understand the movement I'm trying to explain. And we are done. Look at that. I'm talking and I don't even realize the time's about to expire. I think that's a good thing. I messed up. That was supposed to be the reverse fly. So I'll do that now because I forgot to do that. My apologies. I just switched those 2. So you guys are getting the reverse flies next instead of the D1. So I do apologize for that. Guess maybe all that caffeine wasn't a great idea because I'm running a million miles an hour. But start with reverse flies right now. So remember, hips to knees. And now controlling that core in this position. That doesn't mean racing, remember. It's just controlling it. And bringing those thumbs to the sky like this. You can give yourself a little clap. You can even go like that if you'd like. If you like the little extra range of motion. Stop it in 3, 2, 1, and cut it. There we go. I didn't mean to do it that time. Don't get mad at me. It was only 2 claps. No, I'm just kidding. I know I'm getting better at it, but still. Also, anyone new to the program, welcome. My name is Adam. I am one of the instructors here at Connect Community Health Support with our free virtual live body weight exercise training. You guys check us out on Facebook or Instagram. Got more information there, or our website, connectedchs.com. All right, starting with the jig here. 2, 1. Now you're doing it on the same side that you started with on the first set. So for me, that's my right leg's moving, left foot planted. So last set, we switched. So I want to make sure you guys start back on the foot that you were originally doing the jig on, because that's the best word. That's the best name we got for this little Cotton Eye Joe dance we're doing with you. Stop it in 3, 2, 1, and cut it. Woo! Good job, everybody. And then now we're moving back to the squat or lateral squat, but whichever one is more, what's the word for it? It's easier. Not easier. It feels better for you guys because easier may not be the best word for it. We don't necessarily want it to be easy, but you understand what I'm saying. Starting with the squat in 2, 1, and begin. So remember, in the program, we are going to be doing these lateral squats. So just stepping over to the side, bringing the leg down, coming back up. This is what is in the program, but if you are not comfortable doing these lateral squats, I understand. I totally get that because these are rather difficult. Then we're just going to do the regular ones, stopping in 3, 2, 1, and cut it. And the same thing applies for those as the regular squat. All you're trying to do is sit down in the chair and stand back up, right? So now it's a lateral squat. So you're like, okay, well, I don't ever laterally squat into a chair. Good point. But it's the same concept where you're sitting like this and then standing back up. I know it's a bad example because you can't really see me from that angle, but you're sitting and then standing back up. It's the same concept in your head. We're starting with the push-ups here right now. So remember, 3 seconds down, 1, 2, 3, and then back up. So 1, 2, 3, back up. You can go from your knees if you need to. 1, 2, 3, and back up. 1, 2, 3, and last one here. 1, 2, 3, and we are done. Whoa. That sounded like an ESPN notification. Saquon Barkley is trending in the right direction. Has a strong chance of playing week 1. Woo! Let's go. Any Giants fans out there? Our boy Saquon is finally almost back in the lineup. Sorry if I'm offending anyone who's not a Giants fan, but I'm Eli Manning. How can I not be? He brought us to 2 Super Bowls, won both of them, because Patriots suck. All right, starting here with the shoulder extensions. Remember, I definitely did not just say that the Patriots suck. That was not me. That was actually Jacob Carroll using my voice, doing a voiceover from the other rooms. Remember that? It was not me. All we're focusing on here is how awesome the Giants are. Excuse me. Bringing your shoulders up. Remember, hands to the sky. Stopping right about now. Sorry, I'm getting away from myself a little bit. So, moving on to the mountain climbers again. Remember that all you have to be doing, if you don't want to do the mountain climbers, if you're not comfortable getting to the ground, which I don't blame you. We understand. It's fostering a good relationship with getting up and down off the ground is something that may be difficult. So we can just do the high knees like this, starting in 3, 2, 1, and begin. Doing just like this if you'd like, or if you're feeling like you want to get a little more of a aerobic, heart rate up, then we can do them like this. But again, it's totally dependent on what you guys want to do, what feels better for you. Stopping here in 3, 2, 1, and cut it. Good job, everybody. Give yourself pats on the back here. Big hug if you'd like to. You made it through the first 3 sets, which means now, if you want, if you would like to leave, you are obviously more than welcome. You could have left at any time, but the first round of the exercise is done. The first 3 rounds, the first 3 sets are done. This is the perfect time to leave if you guys are not ready for the hour, or if you are, stick along with me and start doing the hinge pattern. Remember, hips to knees, pick up the pillow, put it back down, or just tap it off the ground. It's a good reference point. Just try to attune yourself to just tapping off the ground, bring it back up, tap and back up, tap and back up. Or, I know I'm a little behind the ball here, but we could just do the bridges like so. Oh, hamstring store. And glute a little bit. Doing skater squats on Tuesday? Yeah, 2 days ago. Skater squats, which are, I don't know if you guys have never tried them. I would highly recommend it if you are able to do rear foot elevated split squats. You're probably able to do these. It is getting in this position right here, coming down, hitting the knee off the ground, and then coming back up. Rather difficult, so I would not recommend it for everybody, but it is really good for athletes. So, reverse fly starting right now. Remember, hips to knees. And all you're doing is controlling that core, bringing the thumbs to the sky, like so. If you're just joining us, this is the 4th set of day 71. It has already been 71 days, 22 weeks. Stopping here in 3, 2, 1, and cut it. But day 71 of our free live virtual exercise programming that we have made for you beautiful people. Remember, if you missed any of the days, you don't want to start on day 71, totally understand. You can find us on YouTube and Facebook. We have playlists on both with all of our days from 1 all the way to right now. So go check those out if you want to start at a different time. That's not day 71 of week 22. All right, starting here with the pull press right now. So pulling, pressing, pull and press, pull and press. Just like so. I think Jake's finally coming back to give me my food now. If that's what I hear, maybe I'm mistaken. My ears are deceiving me, but I could be wrong. I'll let you guys know next week whether or not Jake is treating me right here in his humble abode, okay? Okay, moving on here back to going to the jig next. Remember now, if you're doing it with the right leg last time, now we're going to switch to the left or vice versa. Just remember what leg you were guys on. You were guys on, yeah. What leg you guys were on and switch over to the other one for this. So you're not doing the same leg 3 out of 4 times so far. Alrighty, starting here in 3, 2, 1, and begin. I know it may be difficult to see my foot, but I'm going heel, toe, toe, elbow to knee. Heel, toe, toe, elbow to knee. And as you can see, I'm getting kind of like a single leg squat almost with the plant leg that's not moving off the floor. And we get a little core too, because we get the little elbow to knee core action. And we are done. There we go. How am I doing on time here? I think I'm doing pretty well. Nice. Okay. Just around 40 minutes. Good. All right. Next one. Back to them lateral squats. Those beautiful lateral squats that I was showing you. Remember, if you're not feeling comfortable with those, just go ahead and do the good old-fashioned sitting down in the chair, standing back up. You're still going to get the same bang for your buck. Don't worry. It's not going to be that big of a deal if you miss out on those ones. Starting in 3, 2, 1. And again, remember, we can just do the squats like so. Sorry, I just had to reposition myself real quick. All you're doing, remember, you're not really squatting. You're sitting down in a chair and standing back up. Sit down, stand back up, sit down, stand back up. Keep going. Stop it in 3, 2, 1, and cut it. Whew. Oh boy. I need a water boy. Water boy! Weird, I didn't get any response from that. I was totally expecting to respond. Oh, water boy! Will you fill up my water for me, sir? Nope, nothing. What can I? Didn't really expect it, to be honest. All right, come back to the push-ups here in 2, 1, and begin. From the knees, remember there's a couple ways you can do it. You do it from your knees, feet all the way out on an elevated surface or on the wall. We're just going to come down for 1, 2, 3, and then push up. 1, 2, 3, and then push up. 1, 2, 3, and push up. And if this is too easy, but the full push-up's a little too hard, I'll have you come down with your feet fully out. 1, 2, 3, then go to your knees and push up. Because the whole point of doing that is that you're gaining the eccentric strength, which is where 2/3 of the muscle action occurs. So it's where you want to build most of your strength, is in the lowering. So on the way down, that's why I'll have you do it with your feet fully extended so you get your whole body weight into the push-up. Then you go back to your knees and you press up from your knees. Makes it hard, but also not too hard, so where you're going to get discouraged because you can't do it yet. So alternating shoulder extension starting in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. I know my 3, 2, 1s sometimes are extremely fast. I know that that's not actually 3 seconds, but I got to count down from 3 to 1 in like a second and a half sometimes. So I apologize. I'm 3 to 1 really quick. All right, keep on throwing them, not throwing them shoulders, but thumb and pinky to the sky, thumb and pinky to the sky, and we are done. Woof. Yeah, that 25 seconds goes by really quick. Still not used to that yet. Also, as always, guys, if you're just joining us right now, you can go check us out at our website. Excuse me, connectedchs.com. Go check us out. Got there's too much stuff for me to name in 3 seconds, but a lot of good stuff to go. So go check us out. And we're starting with the mountain climbers right now. Remember, we can just do marches or mountain climbers. As long as you're getting the knees up, marching, that's all that matters. Keep on going. Only a couple more seconds. Stopping here in 3, 2, 1, and cut it. And now, I got 30 seconds. I'm going to fill my water. I will be right back. I'm coming. 3, 2, 1, and we're starting the hinge pattern. Reach into the ground. Reach down, pick it up, come back up. That's all you got to do. Even if you don't want to pick up the pillow, you just want to come down and touch it. That's a good reference point as well. Or remember doing the bridge like so. These are honestly one of my personal favorite exercises. So go ahead and do this as well. Stop it in 2, 1, and cut it. All right, I'm going to try to do this again, but not single leg because my hamstring was having a fit last time I did that. But that's okay. It is my fault because I worked out really hard. Also, made it through the first 4 sets. Give yourselves a pat on the back. Good job, or 3 sets. Wait. So one thing messes me up with doing 6 sets. I can't remember what set we're on. 33 of 48. I think this is number 5. We'll find out. Okay, getting the reverse flies in here, bending over like so. Thumbs to the sky, just like this. All I want to think about is bringing those thumbs to the sky, getting some good scap range of motion and shoulder range of motion in today with some classic flies. Stopping in 3, 2, 1, and cut it. There we go. Good job, everybody. And then now we're going back to the old pull and press. Pulling out of the sheath, press into the sky. Just like so. Also, if you guys, we held a Q&A a couple weeks ago. If you guys have any other questions, please reach out to us because that was one of the most enjoyable things I've done thus far with CCHS, aside from the community event, which totally forgot to talk about. We're starting with pull to press in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. We also did a community event in Amsterdam over the last weekend, so last Saturday, with the Amsterdam United Methodist Church, aka my mother's church. It was really fun. We got to play. We basically went and played games with kids all day. Played spike ball, cornhole. Stopping in 3, 2, 1, and cut it. But it was really nice, and it was fun to just get out into the community and interact with our community members. Some of the people that have been following us, and some haven't. It's just really nice to be able to give back to the community totally for free. We had face paintings going on. There was a bounce house that was there. It was a great time. All the kids were happy. I got crossed up by probably a 10 or 11-year-old playing soccer, so that wasn't the most enjoyable, but the kid has some moves. He nutmegged me and made it look like Messi, so kudos to him too. All right, starting here, going back to the jig. I got to give a shout out to my little man. I can't remember his name for the life of me, but I got a video of it on my phone, which I did not put on Instagram because I wasn't the one posting it, but I did not put that on Instagram because I definitely got schooled. It was rather embarrassing, but really awesome because he was really good at soccer. So that I care is they were moving, having fun, and he's good at something that's sport related. He's good at physical activity, so that just made me happy. Even though I really wanted to try to nutmeg him again, but I lost. Fair and square, I lost. Beat me one-on-one. I can't complain. It was a great time though. So you guys want to check out any of the stuff that we do as far as like the community events and stuff like that. That was our first one, so we do have it put up on Instagram now, but we'll have more information when the next one's coming on our website and on Instagram as well. Starting with the squats. And we're coming down, back up, just like so. If you want to do lateral squats, it's coming over, sitting in that chair, coming back up. We're coming over, sitting in that chair, coming back up. And remember, like I said, these can be rather difficult, so if you can't do these, do not feel ashamed. Stop it in 3, 2, 1, and cut it. Full disclosure, it took me a while to learn how to do those lateral squats, so do not feel bad if your lateral squat is not exactly where you want it to be. It's totally okay. It'll get there. Just got to give it some time. Practice does not make perfect. Practice with a good night of sleep makes perfect. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, is sleep and how to get a little better sleep if you guys have a job that requires you to be very alert and drink a lot of caffeine. But push-ups starting right now. So from here, 1, 2, 3. Remember, like I was saying, feet extended, legs fully extended. 1, 2, 3. Go to the knees and press. 1, 2, 3. Go to the knees and press. 1, 2, 3. Go to the knees, and we are done. All right, one more exercise, then we made it through what I believe that's got to be. Yeah, this is the 5th set. I am 99% sure this is the 5th set. 48. 8 times 6. 48. Yeah. Look at this beautiful math I'm doing over here. Who would have thought that I went to school to study the body? You guys probably thought I was a mathematician, huh? I'm just kidding. All right, alternating shoulder extensions. Starting here. Just like so, all you're doing, pinkies and thumbs. I know I've said it before. I shall say it again. So all I got to focus on is bringing the thumbs and pinky thumb to the sky. Just like this. Stop in 3, 2, 1, and cut it. So I should be on number 39 right now. Nice. May have done something wrong here. No, I'm messing myself up. We're still good on the time. We got this one, the next set, and then 8 more. Yeah, so 1 more set after this, and then we are done. You guys can get out of here. After we're done with the mountain climbers in a couple seconds here. But remember, take the small victories of you getting through all these sets. Even if you don't make it to the last set, that's okay. Because if you made it through the first 5 sets, and we've been only doing 3, so you're already doing better than you were last time. So give yourself credit for it. Remember, there's positive and negative feedback loops. And when you can't, although you can't lie to yourself and tell yourself that you're doing good when you're really not, having that positive feedback loop will encourage you to continue And we are done with the mountain climbers, but it will encourage you to continue exercising, continuing to get physical activity. All the things that we know are good for our body, it will help encourage you to continue to do those things. So think positively, not negatively, when it comes to these little increases in your physical abilities, or physical capabilities, I should say. And just like that, you made it through 5 sets. Good job, guys. 5 pats on the back. Starting with, I'm going to go into the bridge this time. I'm going to challenge you guys to as well. If you're able to get to the floor like this, let's just do bridges together. Remember, there should be a straight line from your shoulders to your knees when you're at the top of this, just to make sure that you're not arching that lower back at all to compensate for the range of motion you might not have. That's okay here, stopping right now. I'm going to do my right leg to even it out. Spider-Man. No, I'm just kidding. Also, speaking of Spider-Man, random train of thought, ADHD. Has anyone seen that new Spider-Man movie yet? It looks really good, but it's like they're pulling all the old characters back. It almost seems like they just didn't have anything else to make, so they're like, you know what? Let's just bring everyone else back that used to be in these movies, just to vamp it up, get everyone all excited about it. I hope that the old, both of the old Spider-Mans are in it, because that would be really cool. The original OG Peter Parker, the dude after him, I can't remember his name, but obviously it was Peter Parker. But the actor I wasn't a huge fan of. I like the new guy, but the OG Peter Parker can never be replaced. And I guess he is coming back for this movie, so maybe that's good enough reason to watch it. I don't know. Stop it in 3, 2, 1, and cut it. I know this is not a Spider-Man enthusiast stream, but I do really like Spider-Man, I'm not going to lie. So, if you guys have seen it, don't tell me how it ends. I shouldn't have said that, because now someone's probably going to come in the chat and tell me how it ends. So I'm just going to not look at the chat for the rest of the time. No, I'm just kidding. But it is a great movie. I'm looking forward to seeing it, hopefully in theater sometime soon. Let me know if it's worth it or not. See a couple people out there watching. Let me know if you even like Spider-Man. I don't care if you do or don't. As long as you're out in here hanging out with me, that's all I care about. So, pulling that sheath like this. Just keep on pulling and pulling. Just like so. And pull that sword from the sheath and drive it through the ceiling. And we are done. There we go. Done with that one. We got 5 more exercises and my little tidbits of the day. Then you guys can get out of here. Not like I couldn't let you go before, but then we'll be done with the exercise, I should say. And like I said, I have some really cool stuff. Oh, we're still looking good on time. Nice. To talk about adenosine. Adenosine? Yeah. This is just, I have cool stuff to talk about. So just stick around. I have some cool stuff to tell you. All right, starting with the jig. So now, last time, we're starting with whichever foot you didn't just use last time. It's too hard for me to try to explain. Oh, the foot that you used the 2nd, 4th, and now it'll be the 6th time. No, it's just whichever foot was not planting last time, or whichever foot was planted last time is now the one that is moving. There we go. That's a better way to describe it. Getting this jig in. Cotton Eye Joe. Stopping right now. There we go. Good job, guys. We are almost done. Keep on keeping on. I know this may not, if you're joining us for all 6 of these sets, I know you might not get as sweaty as you did last week, but that's okay. There has to be undulation to a program, which basically means different levels of intensity, high intensity, low intensity, volume, as well as volume. I'm blanking. I'm sorry. But we had to bring back the volume a little bit because your body needs to adapt to the new level of volume. So, speaking of going back to the lateral squats, volume and intensity. There's the other word I was looking for. So undulating basically just means that we're changing the volume and the intensity throughout the phase, which is what you should do in any type of programming. Woo, that was almost bad. Almost took a tumble. and we are done. See, that's another reason why doing the lateral squats, it's good if you can do it, but make sure that you have the prerequisite of being able to do the squat in the first place, because as you can see, you can lose balance, and I don't want you guys to hurt yourself doing this. So do it next to a couch, next to a chair, next to a little love seat, even though you can't see it over here. Just do it next to something so that you're not in open space where you have the potential to fall and injure yourself if you lose balance or coordination. But going back to the push-ups in 3, 2, 1, and begin. Remember, coming down, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Don't speed through them like I am. I'm going a little bit too fast on the 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and we are done. There we go. All right, guys. Dos más. Que somos finito? I think that's just a Chief Keef song. I don't really think that's Spanish for finish, but I don't know. Let me know. If anyone knows Spanish out there, let me know. I don't think finito is finished. Empezar is begin. I don't know. I'm not trying to learn Spanish here, but as you see, mixed results. All right, starting here, alternate shoulder extensions right now. So bend over like so, up like this. Just bring the thumb and pinky to the sky like so, in this nice bent over position that you're already in. Keep on going. 3, 2, 1, and cut it. Excuse me, sorry guys. Espresso is really making me burp today. All right, but now we are on to the last exercise of the day. So, like I said, not yet. You're gonna give yourself a big hug and a big pat on the back once you're done with this one. We're gonna get started here with the mountain climbers, starting in 3, 2, y 1. So bring the knees up. It can be as slow as this, right? As long as you're moving and your chest is over your hands, it doesn't matter how fast it is. It just matters that you're getting the movement in. Quality of movement over speed any day. But if you can speed it up, go ahead for these last 10 seconds. Stopping here in just a couple. 3, 2, 1, and there we go, guys. Good job. Give yourselves a big hug, a big pat on the back. You made it through today. Good job, guys. Made it through day 71 of the CCHS program. Now we got a little bit of a cool down. We're going to start with here in just technically 8 seconds, but in just a second here we're starting. First thing we're going to do is get them arms all shaped out. So shake the arms out. I want you to have a different control parameter, a different way to look at how you're organizing this movement, right? First, I want you to shake from your thumbs. So I want your thumbs to be what's driving the shake, right? Shaking from the thumbs, shaking from the thumbs. Now I want you to shake with your wrists. Let the thumbs and fingers go dead weight and just shake with your wrist, right? Now, I want you to shake with your elbow. And only shake as fast as you're comfortable with shaking. I want you to hurt yourself doing this, right? This is really good for blood flow, circulation, to help with a little bit of lactic acid cycling. But now I want you to shake from your shoulders. This one might be a little bit more difficult, and I apologize for doing this with a friend because you might look really goofy, but that's okay because we can't see you, only they can. Now I want you to shake with your whole arm. Use all those different parameters we just used of thumbs, wrists, I almost said ankles, wrists, elbows, and shoulders, and put it all together and shake your arms. Give yourself a nice pat on the back. Let those arms completely cool down here. As Jacob Carroll starts making my food for me. Hopefully, probably not. He wouldn't even get me water. I doubt he's making me food. All right, now we're going to do something very similar with the lower limb. We're just going to shake. This one, I want you to get some imagination, right? I want you to think. You just stepped in a big puddle outside, and now you have to shake off all the water. Let's say you stepped in a puddle up to like your hip, like right next to your groin. You're that high. Now you just have to shake it out in both legs. Shake out all that water. Shake it all, shake it all, shake it all out. Think you got like, pretend like you got like muck boots on, so there's like puddles in there. You got to just shake out all that water. Shake it out, shake it out. We're also going to do some leg extensions as well. That'll help cool you down. I know this may seem counterintuitive that we're like shaking to cool down, but it really does help with blood flow and circulation. That's really the big reason why I have you guys do this every single week. So I think it's important, honestly. In my opinion, I think it's very important. But all trainers have different opinions. I'm not talking about between Seth, Jake, and I, but I'm just saying all trainers have different opinions on the best type of cool down. This is my humble opinion of the best cool down. Obviously, I would want this to be a little more full body, but just for the purposes of what we're doing, this does perfect. All right, just a couple more here. Shaking a little bit more, shaking a little bit more. All right, perfect. Now, how am I going to do this? Jake doesn't have a chair for me to sit in. Sorry, so we're going to start breathing and pretend like I'm sitting in a chair right now, right? In the nose, out of the mouth. Remember the big key here is, guys, you want to exhale longer than you inhale. That's going to decrease the amount of thoracic pressure in your thoracic cavity. Obviously, thoracic pressure, thoracic cavity, but it's going to decrease the amount of pressure and allow your heart rate to naturally drop because there's not as much pressure in the cavity. So go ahead and continue to do that just for a couple more seconds. I'm going to grab a chair so we can have a nice little talk together. Nice little talk. Just the however many of us are here today. So let me minimize this real quick. And keep on breathing, guys. Remember, exhale longer than inhale, as I just said. All righty. Perfect. So,
activity completed.
Thank you, Siri. So, this week's pillar is on sleep, and this is something that I'll be honest, the past year, I'd say, sleep has in the entire year, I'd say the last 6 months, the last 3.5, 4 months, I've really started to take my sleep serious, and I think it's something that has kind of changed the way that I look at sleep, nutrition, health, everything, because sleep is the foundation. If it's a pyramid, it's sleep on the bottom, then exercise and nutrition, which they can be kind of interchanged because I'm not really sure. Honestly, I don't know which one's more important. I think they're both extremely important. I'm not saying that, but having a good foundation for both of those to lay on top of is very important. So, as I talked about a couple weeks ago, I nerded out about all the detrimental effects of not getting 7 hours of sleep. And I'm not here to scare you or try to convince you that, oh my gosh, it's so bad if you don't get this sleep, because I know a lot of people have different sleeping schedules and it's hard to get a full 7 hours. So one of the reasons that may be, and I know this is for me especially, is caffeine intake, right? So the average, let's say that you go to bed, let's say between 10 and 12, right? Like you're trying to go to sleep around 10:30, 11:30, right? But you work a job from 9 to 5. So usually let's say your first cup of coffee is about 9 o'clock in the morning, right? 9 or 8:30 in the morning to 8 to 9 o'clock. So that's your first cup. And then after that, you also have another cup at, let's say, 2:30, right? You hit that 2:30 drowsy feeling, you have another cup. So what's really going on when you first wake up in the morning every day, you have something in your brain called adenosine, 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 adenosine. It's a chemical. It has neuro, obviously. Excuse me, I lost train of thought. It's a chemical, a neurotransmitter that allows you to. It basically gives you the sense of sleepiness. It's not melatonin because that puts you to sleep, but adenosine gives you it's what makes you tired, right? As soon as you wake up in the morning, your adenosine levels, they start very low, but they start to increase as the day goes on because that's what helps you, signal that your body is ready for sleep. This is aside from melatonin and natural light. I'm just talking about from a physiological standpoint, right? So how does coffee play a role with that, right? As soon as coffee has molecules inside of it that cover the receptors of the adenosine, however you pronounce it. They cover those receptors so that you are still increasing your levels of adenosine or adenosine. I'm just going to say adenosine for the rest of it. Adenosine sounds better, actually. But you're increasing those levels constantly throughout the day. But because of that sheath, let's use sheath from today's workout, that is covering. Hello, Angela. Good. I'm almost done doing the stream. No worries. This is what I get for this is on me because I did not tell anyone I was doing this aside from Jake. So, but as I was saying, the adenosine covers the receptors in the brain and allows it. So even though there's an increase in those in the adenosine, that the chemicals that bind to it are not actually allowed to bind. So you don't get the drowsy feeling at all when you're drinking coffee, right? But then 2 or 3 o'clock comes around and the caffeine starts to wear off, and all of that built up adenosine hits those receptors at one time, and you get that 2:30 feeling where you're like, I'm so tired, I just need another cup of coffee. That's the caffeine crash. So when that happens, you drink another cup of coffee, and this continues on for another about 8 to 10 hours because the half-life of coffee is around 10 hours. So if you have your last cup at around 2 o'clock, you're still going to be feeling the effects around midnight because it's an 8 to 10 hour window, right? So how does this factor into sleep? A really good way, I know it's easy to tell you, just get better sleep. A really good way to get better sleep is to, instead of having that cup at 8:30, say you wake up at 7, instead of having that cup at 8:30, you allow your body to naturally wake up through some of the other ways that we've talked about, going for a walk, getting early light exposure so your body's circadian rhythm is not detected, but your body understands, hey, this is when I usually wake up, this is light, this is why I'm awake right now, this is part of my circadian rhythm. So doing that, as well as making sure that you're having that first cup of coffee, wait like 90 minutes to 2 hours until you have that first cup. Say wake up at 7, don't have that first cup until 9, 10 o'clock. Try to condition your body so that you're having that first cup of coffee a little bit later, so that you're not crashing so early in the day, which forcing you into having another cup of coffee, which forces you to stay awake for even longer, and then your sleep is delirious, or your sleep deteriorates. Deleterious was the word I was looking for, but deteriorates when you still have that coffee in your system. So just keep that in mind, guys. Remember, try not to have, I know I'm guilty of this as well. My sleep is fragmented because I drink coffee at 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It's still affecting you, causing you to wake up throughout the night because of everything that I just talked about with the receptors, the adenosine, adenosine. I got to remember how to say it. I'm sorry, I kind of forgot. But the tip of the day is try to drink your coffee a little bit later in the day and let your body naturally wake up so that you're not crashing at 2:30 and forcing yourself to drink another cup of coffee. Also, before I get out of here, the quote of the day, the quote of the week is, you miss 100% of the naps you don't take. Naps are very good for you in about a 90 to 110, like about an hour and a half nap is just about what you should be getting. So you don't put yourself into like a longer, deep sleep or REM sleep, usually deep sleep. But just that's our tidbit and our quote for the week is take the naps when you can. Make sure you're taking naps. They are good for you as long as you don't get into the regular habit of taking a nap every single day, because that's not how your body works. Your body goes an 8-hour. I'm not going to get into it. Never mind. I've talked for enough. All right. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for joining in from the Carroll residence today. My name is Adam Fox, representing CCHS, and that is all I got for you. Yes, I did just clap 2 more times. I realized. You guys have a great day. Thank you for joining in, and be happy.